neighborhoods,
Right.
that's really what they are. They,
Yeah, it
they
is.
defend their own
Yeah.
communities.
Yeah.
The people who live in Anna Drive are like the people who live in the neighborhoods in my community. They count more on their neighbors than they ever do on the police.
Right.
And that's the model that scares the police the most. Which
Exactly.
is why they
like
want
I
to
said,
turn.
they're a general
Right.
threat to their monopoly on the initiation force.
You keep them poor and you keep them marginalized, then you can call them car thieves and you can call them gang members, you can call them murderers, you can call them drug dealers, you can call them anything. But really, when it comes down to it and you're in those communities do police themselves.
Right.
They do take care of themselves and they do a pretty good job of it as long as it's not interfered with. As long as they're not, they don't have to, like I said, they don't have to worry about the same things we all struggle with, especially in a community like that is ignored. I'm talking about street lights being out. I'm talking about services being denied. I'm talking about just the regular things that you got to live with, the degrading facts of life that you got to live with every day. But you know what? You still go out and police your community every day because you cannot count on the cops to come in and tell the difference between your friend hanging out in the alley drinking a beer and somebody breaking into a car. But you know what? I know who would know that? The people who live in that neighborhood. The people who live in that neighborhood would be able to tell the difference. I guarantee you, if I pulled into Anna Drive and started looking into car windows, right, and started looking for stereos, I guarantee you the people in that community would stop me before a cop ever arrived on scene.
Right.
Okay, so that's the model that works. That's the model that scares them, right? Because what they want to, like you said, what they want to be able to do, they have a monopoly on the protection game. And you know what? I'm a construction worker. It's a hard world out there. When you got to go out there and find a real job, you better man up. These guys have a good racket going here. These guys have a good monopoly on the protection game. But the Second Amendment is an obligation, not a right. Right? We have an obligation to defend our own communities. And what we're doing out here.
Well, that was the whole point of the Second Amendment. It wasn't to protect hunting or anything else. It was to arm the populace against the force of government. That's what we have here.
King George can't come in here and take my guns. Well, you know what? King George is up here in this Tower of Anaheim, and that's what we're up against. That's what we're up against.
I want to go back to what you said with the gang community and joining the police to do.
Yeah.
And why I believe they don't want us to team up with the police. What they showed could be done as a community. And this is the biggest threat right here, recall. We recall the people that do not want to play ball with the community. And they're scared to death of that. And that's what we need to
that and like I said, the threatening their monopoly on violence, because that's all they have to hold on to is their power. Okay, and really, if you make their biggest fear is you making them obsolete, unneeded. Once you declare and show them that they are not needed, then they realize they have no reason to exist anymore at all.
That cake job that they have, and that union that allows